morning. How are you? What can I say? I have nothing to say, so BRB. Oh, wow. It's like, dude, it's too soon for the ad. And I'm like, it's never too soon. Get it out of the way now, please. There we go. All right. It's with heavy hearts tonight. Emo night part 2, I guess. Going with quotes on t-shirts for 400, Alex. Welcome to the future. Um, Sometimes the sad thing about the future is not everybody's in it, right? And I think, well, cutting around, I'm doing a Halloween oracle tonight. Oh, and it reminds me. Oh, I'm getting deja vu. I think it was a dream I had. That's sad. It's hard to tell sometimes, right? When you get visions or something is when you're awake or when you're sleeping. But either way, I'll be doing a Halloween oracle reading this evening. So that's the only deck I have out. It's obviously personal. It's a personal one, so it'll be after the stream or during. Just depends on how this goes. So could really care less about tarot cards. Last night we took the night off for the most part. The cards were a mess. Literally a mess. I've been working on censoring myself so far, like striking 0 out of 100 when I'm around actual human children. But when I'm on the internet stream where I'm allowed to cuss as much as I want to, I've been practicing censoring myself, so that's great. I'm trying to get it in the real moments too, you know what I mean? Listen, any decks, whatever. I was having like a few random thoughts before I started the stream because I usually like to have an intention before I go into it. Lately, I've just been making it a part of my practice to just stream regardless, right? Because it feels like what you're supposed to do with Twitch. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm not always called to do tarot necessarily. But do you notice I keep banging the desk? So I feel like part of this is like a ruling. I think it's in business to get into it. I mean, there's no real decisions. It's weird, right? Keep banging on the desk. I got nothing. I got nothing. What do we think of that? Hey, thank God you showed up. I would literally just said I got literally nothing. No direction. I'm listless. I'm maybe a little preoccupied with the reading to follow. So maybe now is a good time to use the Halloween Oracle, but there's no one in real particular to talk to at this moment in time other than personal, right? None of the decks are really calling. Tried the mystery deck last night. Fucking mess. Did love Oracle the other night. It was whatever. Thoughts deck was hitting, but I'm not sure. Should we just go with the demon work? We haven't done demons in a long time, it feels like. It does only seem fair, and it kind of matches my outfit. I wore red and black, even if there are other colors. We're just going to go with the demons. Keep it lighthearted. Excuse me, did you just say the demons are keeping it lighthearted? Yes, I did. Yes, it did. All right, so what? You're tripping about your fucking money? You're tripping about your finances? Is that what it is? You scared, bro? Not living in abundance, are you? Come on. Get over yourself. Money is like the least valuable universal currency there is. Your love frequency makes you way less expendable. Can't tell. I thought this would be a channeled message because at first it felt like one, but then I don't know, I got like a good handful came out, and then it seemed like I was channeling something. But it also seems like maybe actually we've got our group here for the read. See, but they just keep coming, and that's why it's like maybe it is a channeling. Channeling the demons actually just recently happened in the past couple months. I believe I was on Twitch, unless it was for somebody's personal reading that it first started. It was different, but it's kind of cool. Probably open that when somebody who was watching was like, "Oh, can you channel a demon?" And I was like, "Sure," and I did. I guess I have always been connected to my demons, like my 69 servants, but never really. Not that I don't name them, but yeah, I guess I don't know their names. They're just my babies or whatever. I like actual babies. I should just stop. I should just stop. This is a lot. That's why I'm like, okay, not really getting the channeled messages, digging myself a hole, saying creepy stuff about demons. We'll just read. That's all I do with this deck anyway. I read them out of the book. That's why the channeling of the messages was kind of cool. And I liked it, but I ain't gonna force it either. You know what I mean? This is definitely more than I usually do for demon cards, but because I've used so many of the decks recently, so much it feels like, it's about time we just threw that in there. But of course, nobody's asking about their work, career, finances lately. It's been, what about my love life? What about my purpose? What about my family drama or my friend group relationships? But the demons are like, man, we're just sitting here waiting for spooky season so that we can take the floor for more things than just work and career and overlords. But anyway, perfect night for it, okay? So once again, because I grew up Catholic, I understand people have really mixed feelings about demons. I appreciate what they are, who they are, and what they do for me and others. A lot of them are angels, just remember that. Hi. Hi? Wait. Hi? My name is... Wait. My name is... What? My name is... So, I do ascribe them. Yeah, I don't know. I've been to 8 Mile, okay? I'm just like kidding, but also not. It's a Michigan whole thing. Listen, demons, freak people out. So when I do demon readings outside of the month of October, pretty much, I really ascribe the readings to being in regards to things that you might associate with hell, such as money, bills, career, work itself, labor, anything like that. If you want to expand the idea of work or finance, then you may. If you want to see this as an economic forecast for the overall economy, you can. But that's pretty much what these readings are about, and that's why I don't do them as much. It seems like people are less interested in the practical or physical or material, which is great for spiritual reasons. But the demons have not been getting much play, and they're about to be. I cut them loose in October. I give them full reign to say whatever they want about anything instead of restricting them to the work stuff, where it's like, we be respectful of y'all all year round, but this is their time to roam free in the month of October. Right? So, anyways, happy Halloween. Not quite yet. Still Virgo season, so once again, regular demon reading here. First, we've got Asmodeus. Cool. A classic. I always think about Osmosis Jones whenever I see his name. Let's see what Asmodeus has got to say. Beware of lusting to excess, allowing desires to dictate actions without thought to the broader picture. Okay, so if you are trying to get a promotion or a dream job or something, or you just like want to increase your funding in general, just try to set realistic steps to getting it, because sometimes on your way there you realize you might not want the full big picture. So less about desire, more about necessity. See why you would need those finances to increase. Understand why you want that position of power, etc., etc. What's blocking you from, or what's the block that is causing you to lust to excess? Because this is face down. So what needs to come to surface? Lucifer. Listen up. This is it, okay? This is your reading. You understand? Lucifer. Focus on finding sympathy and understanding for those with whom there is no agreement, even enemies. Okay, so you're lusting to excess, wanting to get out of there is just simply probably because of shitty coworkers or something. Company that doesn't appreciate you, blah, 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 blah. But instead of trying to jump ship and jump way high instead of a series of events or whatever, try to find sympathy and understanding. This is Lucifer here is more or less saying friends close, enemies closer. I've never really bought into that. I guess this is why people don't like demons, because I feel like that's just so gross advice. I just couldn't imagine that. But focus on finding sympathy and understanding for those with whom there is no agreement. Even enemies. Moving quite along. Ukabak. Beware of taking workers for granted. Non-management workers in retail, construction, service, and other industries may sometimes seem invisible, but those individuals are essential to a smoothly running society. Closer to home, take care to appreciate those individuals working under your leadership. Okay, so straight up, if you're like, why is my life not working out? Why are things like the way they are? Why aren't people nice to me? Maybe you gotta be nice to people. Ooh, who knew? Especially in the public. You know, you can't like go and take out all your rage on strangers and then be like, well, I'm really nice to my friends and think that you are exempt from it, right? Just because you are nice to the people in your life doesn't mean that you're not maybe even unloading some of that onto service calls or corporates, blah, blah, blah. Um, Even in your daily exchanges, when you make an interaction, are you being kind in all moments? That's a test of time, truly a test of time. Especially if they're your employees, right? You're like, ugh, why can't they just be here on time? Why can't they be stable? Why can't they show up to work? Blah blah blah. Well, because they're still human, no matter how menial you find the job, no matter how much it affects your work, it's their life. Okay. So we got Oribus. Oribus. Okay. Focus on honesty with ourselves and with others. See, this is. I was literally just thinking about my disdain towards the concept of friends close, enemies closer, and this is kind of siding with me, where it's like maybe the reason Lucifer was face down in that scenario was that you doing that is what's blocking you from being able to move forward in the way that Amadeus was suggesting. Asmodeus, Amadeus, isn't that like a god maybe? Um, Asmodeus was not the. I don't remember. It's pretty bad if I don't remember. My short-term memory is not as good as my long-term memory, turns out. Okay. So Oribus is kind of saying the opposite of Lucifer. So obviously, if you are more fixated in the mindset of friends close, enemies closer, no wonder you can't trust anyone. You are surrounded by your own enemies, right? You did it on purpose, I guess, or maybe they purposely did that to you, but that's the blockage. I see that now, where it's like, no. Honesty with ourselves and others is best policy still. Oribus backed it up. That's why Lucifer was face down for that one. Breathe. He wants to be seen. Focus on material gain, but beware of greed that can turn into dangerous motivations. Okay, that was as Asmodeus said, no lusting to excess, and now Bereath is saying pretty much the same thing. Focus on material gain, but beware of greed that can run to a dangerous motivations. So if you have like a goal or something, it's really about taking the steps up instead of jumping to it or kind of like getting it, God, like by any means necessary. It's like maybe if it is any means necessary, you don't need it, kind of. Like get your answers where they come instead of searching for them, kind of. So it's okay to want to grow your abundance and have goals, but just like don't make sure that you're in line with what you're going for. Okay, so we've got Alistair. Focus on liberal sciences, including observation and charting. Listen, if you're feeling a little lost in life in regards to your any kind of, like I said, work-oriented life stuff, then look at your birth chart. Look at your birth chart for guidance. Seriously, look at your birth chart. It might show you aspects of you that direct you to the thing you love most in life, just because the stars were like, typically people in these placements in your position would like this thing. This is suggesting that, yeah, you should definitely look into your birth chart if you're feeling a little lost. Even if you need advice in any category where you can kind of look into the moon sign of it all, or et cetera, any of the planets. But God damn it, my laptop is getting low on battery already because I didn't think about that. We'll be right back. Gotta charge up, plug it in, and then we'll keep going with the demons for a little bit, and then we'll see what happens. So, 60 seconds. And I'm back. All right. Yang Get Tien. I don't even know how to say it, honestly. Yang Get Tien. Yang Get Tien. There we go. I love him. Or her, actually. I don't remember. No, it is him. All right. Focus on finding your way when off the beaten path, but beware of it being led astray by distractions. Interesting. I'm very much an off the beaten path type thing. We did the Robert Frost poem yesterday. Beware of being led astray by distractions. Okay, so let's see what the distractions are, because we have another face down card, so that's what's blocking or what needs to come to surface. And it is Gangagrama. Gangagrama, the two hyphenated names in this. That's funny, especially because I've been going good, and we got the double G. Good game, good game. Beware of excessive pride, bragging, or not judging a situation or knowing all of the facts before getting involved. Leave the rumors to the mills, you know? No pride, no bragging, no judging. Gotta have all the facts before you make your assessments, correct? Because once again, business, business, business. That's the whole idea of this deck. So when you hear this, get all your facts straight. That's what's blocking this sort of like success, or it's distracting from the point by not being focused on the right things about the situation. You're looking at the situation all wrong, buddy. That's why we're using the demon deck. Because we're trying to say, hey, we're talking, right? Are you? And Azazel. Hey, nephew. Beware of looking for someone to blame in situations in which no one person is responsible. Focus on fairness and offering equal praise for success as blame for mistakes. Especially in the case of the work scenario, project teams, and all that. Beware of looking for someone to blame in situations in which no one person is responsible. Focus on fairness and offering equal praise for success as blame for mistakes. Don't be one of those hard asses who's constantly just telling people what they've done wrong and sometimes remind people what they're doing right. Ooh, so I was stacking the cards I was reading face up on a face down deck, and when I flipped him over, I revealed one more. So we're going to read Volak real quick, and then we'll get to the final 5 over here. But Volak clearly wants to be heard, so let's go, girls. Do, 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 do. Nice. Beware of underestimating soft-spoken or mild-mannered individuals. Many capable individuals are easily overlooked because they are quiet. It's funny because we see how the excessive bragging is like actually blocking some type of success or connection or causing a distraction from the greater point. And so maybe that's why we should be looking to people who keep it more quiet and do less bragging as potential partners and allies rather than like, they must not have anything going on if they're not really talking about it. Last night I got my second review of my album. A friend of mine was like, this isn't nearly as bad as you made it sound like it would be. And I'm like, good. Undersell that shit. 0 expectations. You misunderstand. There are 0 expectations, only standards, right? My standard was authenticity. Nailed it. Let's go. Creativity. Nailed it. Okay. Kali, anybody? The master of destruction for the purpose of recreation. Yes. Focus on feminine strength. Beware of judging powerful women harshly. Yes. Beware of judging powerful women harshly, especially if they're your boss or women in your life that you know are a boss who seem boring or stiff or whatever. Like, they might be really stressed out. They might be doing the same things a man would do, but a man is just, oh, he's grumpy, he's had a long day, but a woman, what's your deal? Like, that kind of thing, Be kinder, especially if you work with women or women at home who work. Okay, the Sabbath, speaking of women, focus on tradition and ceremony. Surround yourself with family and like-minded individuals. You got to be able to separate from work. You got to be able to fucking still be who you are and connect to yourself and others in the ways that fulfill you rather than the ways that finance you. Period. We have Ipes. Yeah, I think it's Ipes. Ipes, baby. A little Ipes, baby. I really do know the alphabet, though. I sound like... There we go. Focus on long-term strategy and quick thinking when plans change. Focus on long-term strategy and quick thinking when plans change. That's great. Embrace it. Embrace the change. Embrace everything going on. Okay, so we've got 2 more face down. Last 2 that I have here. Demons. What are the blockages? What's like preventing us from getting where we need to be career goal-wise, dream, money, whatever? This sort of overall stagnation period in regards to specifically work in extended areas. What's the blockages? We've got Zabos. Okay. The very last one. Focus on romance and comforts. Okay. So what's blocking us is completely the fact that we're even thinking about work and money and stuff. That's in a way ironic, but also kind of on point with my whole MO. So I guess I'm aligned. Or is the blockage that we are too focused on romance and comfort? Because I've been in a resting period. I'm like, okay, if life's going to be stagnant, then so shall I be. allow me to sit back and relax and have a cup of tea, see what's going on. That's why I'm like, it's easy to stream. I can at least get on here. It's still work. But other things, sure, I do my chores, yada yada yada. But everything else, I'm just like, nah, I'll chill. Especially fixed signs. Pull that energy back, see what happens. It's just a little experiment. So either the blockage is that it's too much romance and comfort or not enough romance and comfort. I can't remember what we decided with Lucifer, where it was like the block and then it was reverse, whatever. You'll know. Abraxas. Is that the first one? Is he first? No, Abigor is. Oh wait, yeah. Abraxas. Probably my favorite demon. It's so cute. Look at his little pop belly. Kind of reminds me of Dobby with a crown. Beware of lies of omission and hidden truths. Okay, right. So, big common theme we've been talking about this past week, is, all throughout Virgo season, we were like, yo, enjoy Virgo season because Libra season's about to be whack, all these retrogrades, blah, 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 blah. But in the past week, specifically, we've been seeing that, okay, maybe there's just going to be a lot going on around us without us doing much during Libra season. So much to be revealed. There is much to be revealed. Torngarsuk. He's cool. Torngarsuk. Oh my god, I opened up to the page exactly. Maybe I'm channeling him. Focus on strength and positive thinking even when in poor health, especially when in poor health. So no matter what else is going on, just make sure your mind is in the right place. And that will get your heart into the right place too, because sometimes our hearts can be selfish. Sometimes our hearts are thinking, illogically to the point where, not that it's damaging, because love does no damage, but heartbreak does, and they're one and the same, right? So make sure that your heart space is in a clear mindset so that you can think with both your head and your heart. As the more love you put into it, the more they're going to agree with one another. Does that make sense, right? So definitely just one of those things to remember, to pay attention to your thoughts and where your mind goes and when it goes there. Like, when are you thinking about this job or making these plans or this whatever it is? How are your thoughts surrounding money? How are you talking about your finances, your job, your work, etc.? I personally have always had a hard time. That's like the bragging thing came up, and for me, I'm like the anti-brag, where I talk shit on everything I do. Like I said, my own friends were like, dude, it's way better than you made it sound like it was about to be. Like, what the fuck? You way undersold this. Because it's almost like psychotic the way that I am just like, it's whatever. But Twitch has given me a bit more confidence. And also, I know my tarot has been great, but I'm also very non-competitive. And so I see a saturated market, and I'm like, I'm not here to convince you I'm better than everyone. I know that I'm the best. You don't have to think that. So I'm not here to convince anybody. So it's just, in my field of work, it's hard to be that way. It's a terrible mentality to have. If you work in a way that you work independently and you're guaranteed to make money, even when you keep your head down, sure, but the whole name of this game is to keep your head out. Put your face up to the window, Tell me all about your gay folks. Yeah. It feels better when you're in it. If you're nervous, use the payphone. Bam. Wham bam, thank you, my ham. Okay. I'm wondering if I should read more, if I should just try to lean into the channeling thing. Harborim seems to be yelling at me like the same way Torn Darsic did. Guess I could go with that. It's a quiet night, huh? How y'all doing? The silent supporters / creeps. How's it going? And then, of course, when I say shit like that, it's like, well, now I'm really not going to say anything. Harbor him still? Dude, REM songs keep popping in my head lately, and I really don't even think they're a good band. Coming in a shadow. Beware of sharp wit and cunning becoming a destructive force if not tempered with consideration. If you've been running your mouth at work and you think you're being all ha-ha cuckoo, nobody thinks it's fucking funny but you. Hard truth. Watch your mouth. Especially, I'm going to tell you right now, if we're talking Sagittarius, you already know what it is. A little too harsh. You are still in the workplace, right? I think that's a big vibe right there. Watch your mouth. That's funny. So, yeah, y'all. Well, it's quiet, slow. Cards aren't doing much for me. I don't know. Should I get into it? Should we crack at something else? Do we keep going with the demons? It's not that I'm bored with them, but I'm not really getting a full channeled message. I don't know if I want to lean into channeling demons tonight. Seems kind of heavy, but I also just dig this deck. Maybe I should lift the restrictions. Behemoth, anybody? Elephant Man? Elephant Man. Take him by the trunk. He'll grab on your jump. If you consent him. Harborim. No, what was it? It wasn't Harborim. Behemoth. Maybe I should be channeling Harborim. Oh my god. You are here to receive vibes, but really, you're bringing the vibes. Another quiet night. I was worried that no one would show. I was about to end the stream. I was like, honestly, I'm kind of bored. Literally. I ain't got anything else to do other than like the stuff I mindlessly do literally all of the time. So I'm here for it. But I was just like, I don't know. I'm doing the demon deck. We rarely bust these bad boys out. It's all about work and money and shit. That's why I don't do them as often. But it matched my outfit, and I haven't used them in a while. And come spooky season, I think I might lift it starting Libra season instead of waiting until October. But during spooky season, I let them come out, and we do readings in any category where you can apply it to any area of your life or anything that we recommend. But outside of that time of the year, I restrict them to things that you would associate with hell and labor. Exactly why I restrict them. That's why it's only money and stuff. And that's why I was doing it like, well, no one's here because I know they're not that popular. Like, my Halloween Oracle channeling dead people is not popular on Twitch. So me pulling out demons, I imagine, doesn't always go over well. I've had like one demon lover on my channel the whole time I've been on here. So last one, and then we can switch it up and do something else. Beware of considering natural instincts and actions in moderation as things to be scorned or mocked. Some territorial feelings, hungers, and instincts are perfectly reasonable human reactions as long as we think before acting on them. Really? Because I'm doing a personal reading tonight for someone. It's kind of, well, it's just, I'm not really going to get into it. It's sort of a private thing. And, I have the Halloween Oracle on my desk tonight because I know I'm going to be using it after, and I'm down to use it now. You can like pick well, I usually like to let people establish connection to my gift and to have like I don't want to say proof, but if we do celebrity or icon kind of channel messages, like there's no fact checking what the fuck I'm saying they're saying. So like I did the Ken Kesey reading and Hunter S. Thompson. It was a very cool writers discussion. It was dope as fuck. Mary Psychics stream. Oh, dude, anybody we ask, that's what I was gonna say. Is sometimes I like to start with like a personal connection for someone on the channel so we can establish the connection and we can verify the gift, even though it's been verified to me literally hundreds of times, that I've said stuff that I could have never possibly known any other way. Um, Last time there was like Jeff, and she's like, "Whoa, my dad, he was cool as fuck, a Virgo, ACDC, loved like it told me everything in like 5 minutes." So we can do. If I do a personal one, it's like a quick 5 minute, just to like I said, just not to prove myself, but just so people understand like I'm not just completely bullshitting and putting it on someone else's name. Um, no, I get that. Um, and then for like someone that we all want to hear from, I'll do a longer thing. And if you ever want a personal reading, you can book one, obviously. You can pay to talk to your family member for 30, 40, 50 minutes. But on here, I try to just keep like a brief message. But you're the perfect person because I like it to be like last time it was a rando. So it was like someone just walked in on my channel and I was like, I'll watch. And she's like, holy shit. What the fuck? But you're here night after night. You've been listening into the readings. If you've got someone in mind, you don't have to say who it is. I will try to figure it out myself, but you got to think about them. You got to really think about them. I'm seeing like instantly when you were like I do, I see this like little old lady. It's not like Grandma Coco. Like I just watched Coco, forget the reference. But this like she didn't have like a big head though. She's like small. I want to say almost like Romanian or something, where she had the white hair and wore her shawls. That's why I was like Romanian probably with the shawls because two of the most beautiful shawls I have came from Romania. So something like that, and not dark skin, but tan. But she was like hella wrinkled, like fucking old as shit, like maybe 94 years old or something like that. Oh shit. Let's run an ad break real quick. Let me know how we're doing so far. It sounds like I got it, but I don't know. It's Hamar, but the S is for stoner. God, I think I'm so fucking funny. Anyways, I look down and I see Lady de los Muertos. It's tips tonight, boys. Leave a tip at your leisure. Here's a hot tip. No, anyways, back to I'm assuming this is grandma. Here's the thing. I was like, wow, you said sounds right, and I'm like, okay, does she want a name? So I start listening and I realize I don't think she speaks English. So thank you for setting me up. Fake as fuck. I'm just kidding. But I heard something to not make fun of me because I don't speak anything but a little bit of Spanish and a little bit of Italian. And even saying that I speak a little bit of Italian is a stretch. I'm trying to learn and I know a few phrases. Even though I grew up extremely fucking Italian American, of course I know more Spanish, but it's more practical. She said something like, I don't know. like Papuena, Papuena, Giannata. It does sound Italian, but that's why I was like, it could be Romanian. No, somebody, look it. Lady de los Muertos, maybe she's Latina, I don't know, Mexican, but someone owes me a tip. Or maybe somebody owes you money? Oh, you don't know them. It's not your Okay, it could just be your ancestors because this is like a very much like I said, like a Romanian grandma. I don't know if that's like not in your bloodline. You don't know this woman. Oh, that's so Grandma Coco was more accurate and not the Romanian. Okay, the fact that this is gonna sound kind of sketchy. I don't mean to start any drama or be hateful, but it's funny that I originally said Coco, and now you're like, well, I'm Hispanic. No, 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 no. I feel like there may have been some bad blood, and the Lady de los Muertos keeps coming up. So I don't know if you celebrate that, um, but it's also like because I reference Lady de los Muertos coming up as a tip. So it's definitely someone on your ofrenda. Go look at your family pictures, and you might see the person I described, but it may be something to do with like there was someone Romanian and owes them money and like owed them money the day they died, and that's why like there's this weird maybe like your grandma owed them money and felt like I don't know how to explain it. Hi, Mickey. I think you might be new. Maybe not. Yeah, there's no way you would know. It could even be like your great grandma. But that's the thing. This is why I try to just establish one personal connection. I asked you if you were thinking about someone in particular. And this grandma business came up, and you're like, I'm Hispanic, and I'm like, I see something Romanian, someone Romanian, and it's almost as if like there maybe was a curse, is what she's getting at. So, if you've ever kind of felt like you were cursed, or you couldn't figure out why the fuck when you try to do good in the world, and but I know, and it's like I don't want to put your whole family on blast right now, but there was something like, and obviously like a lot of Romanians were very much into like tarot, um, possibly even witchcraft. It is like where the phrase gypsy comes from, and you're really not supposed to even be saying that anymore because people were so hateful towards like Romani people. I keep saying Romanian, but Romania and Romani are different, right? But like I said, it was some language that I didn't speak that was trying to come through, so it's really hard to interpret when it's literally like not my native tongue. Please understand that my messages come through much more clearly with people who speak English. There was someone who came up kind of recent who was like, it wasn't Nico, even though she's German, she spoke enough English where it's slower, but it's whatever. But there was somebody I channeled a while ago. It was like, I don't want to say it was Socrates, but it was like someone in that lane where it was just like one word at a time, because they're trying to like say my language because I can't speak theirs or whatever. I don't know who it was, but it was definitely like a more ancient. Maybe it was not Shakespeare spoke English, so I don't know. But you know what's funny is Socrates is out of my mind because I remember in a philosophy book somewhere in time, I read a story about how there was like I think it was during Socrates' era of philosophy, but I can't remember because all the great philosophers that we look to were consequential and taught each other everything they know, right? So that's like so awkward that we just these three dudes are like everything we know about philosophy. Yeah, right. I'm gonna change that. Hello, hi. I'm a philosopher. That's why I don't have a job. Then it's my 17-year-old at the time cousin told me once. Anyways, listen. There was a story in one of these philosophy books that I had that was like talking about how there was a young philosopher in the same city that they were in, and Socrates and his buddies were sitting up on the ivory fucking tower, literally like was drinking wine all day, reading books, talking amongst peers, and then like would walk out on the balcony and give advice to people, and people would like line up for that shit. Can you imagine The entertainment, like things that you did for entertainment before your phones and your TVs. Oh my God. It literally, yeah, it sounds like a dream job, right? To just be like, people just come. And that's essentially what we're doing right now, but I don't have the ivory balcony. You know what I mean? I'm like streaming from basement. So different, but dream job, right? Where's the wine at? Kidding. I try not to drink too much alcohol. So, whatever. He's living life. He's rich as fuck. He literally had, his whole house. And there was on the opposite end of town, the teenage philosopher who studied what they studied and just saw things in the same way but took it differently. Where he had the opposite extreme, where people would come to him on the street and ask him advice, and he was not a beggar because he kind of didn't refuse what people gave him, but he didn't charge and didn't care to be paid for it. He wanted to share his knowledge and inherently share his wealth. Can't remember his name, but I always think like Abraxas is a demon. Abraxas is a demon. Apoxro or something like that. And trying to search him is really hard. I feel like I was thinking about the two of them today and the drastic contrast. And I can't remember. I feel like they kind of were like, kid, you're not going to live on the street. He's like 19 years old, just like, I'm fine here on the street. Very wise, but honestly, I'm so wise that I realize I don't need anything in life. Do you need anything from me? You want to sit and talk for a while, That's so cool. So next level down to earth, right? And meanwhile, it's like you could be like the local by proxy, millionaire or whatever. And he's like, meh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Big vibes on that. I feel that. I even see that dynamic in my life where it's like, I know I could be like you, but I'm out here. So, you know. Um, but I cannot remember his name. So, back to your thing. There could be a curse. If you're trying to read tarot cards, don't. I think it's okay to listen to tarot. But if you ever, look, ancestors just popped out. If you ever charge money for a tarot reading, you are so fucked. Grounded. You are not like you are grounded. You cannot until you like there is some like curse where like your great it's like your whole family's like your great grandma, she pissed off a person, like a Romani person doing tarot. Hey. Um and now no, you cannot. She died owing her money. You can't do tarot for money. I think it's if you have a deck, that's fine, but stop there. And I think it's okay to listen to it. I mean, this isn't even tarot; it's oracle. So yeah, nope, that's on that. Yeah, you can, if you want to. Whoa, so whoa! You want to try to do it? That's perfect. Holy shit. You think we can talk to both of them? Okay, well whoever that was, is Bonnie your like dad's side and then like your mom's side is Hispanic or something? I feel like the matriarchal, oh, interesting. I don't know anything about Bonnie. I feel like the matriarchal bloodline is the cursed bloodline. So maybe because it's your great grandma, it's your dad's grandma is what I'm getting at. But it's like like your dad's mom's mom. Something matriarchal about that. I don't know anything about Bonnie. How is she related to you? That's so funny. You think we can drag them out? I've talked to worse people. Like they were really just kids. Whoa. See? Yeah. And dude, that's part of her bad luck and stuff was like, yep, right there. Like, there was a curse, but it was because of something like she owed somebody money. Because, like, yeah, no, I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to blast your whole fam damn thing going on. But we could definitely see if Bonnie and Clyde are down to fucking chit chat. no. I mean, are they? I don't know, but no, I don't think it was even like that. I think it was more of a disagreement. It was really like a, I don't even know if I want to give you money. Like, I don't know, like when you say Hispanic, what you mean by that, because I understand Hispanic being like of Spanish descent, and then, Latino would be anything of South American descent. So I'm more familiar with Mexican and South American culture than I am with like Spanish culture, right? But it seems like in Mexican culture, it's not necessarily superstition. There's a lot of Catholicism. Spanish culture is also very Catholic, right? So there's like different ways of dealing with stuff. Even though Catholicism, like high key witchcraft, and everyone knows it. All the Christians know it too. Catholics are like, we're the best Christians. We're the most important Christians. We're like the Christians to be all Christians. And then it turns out like all the other Christians are like, bro, Catholics are fucking wild. They literally drink alcohol in church. Like, what? And we don't even drink alcohol on a good day, let alone celebrate a birthday. So Catholics are fucking wild. And they are like, no, we're totally normal. And it's because they're normal people masking as Christians, right? Um, but so some devout Catholics are still super religious, and that sometimes means very superstitious. And so it's like someone was sick, there was a deal, and then the great grandma, she was like, "No deal. I don't think this is gonna work. I don't like what you're doing. This isn't what you told me you were gonna do." He said healing. You didn't say magic, something like that, and wouldn't give him the money. Like I don't think it was something that shady. It was just like a difference of opinion. But then it may have caused a series of shade if you think they were actually shady. Yeah. Yeah, because Catholicism's pretty wild. I also grew up Catholic. I'm a confirmed Catholic, and I like to just remind people of that because everything I say is true. It's not even blasphemy. Jesus told me I prayed to him my whole life, and I'm the necromancer. Think about that for literally 12 seconds, and you'd be like, okay, she makes a point. Drug dealing gay alien. He revealed himself to me. It's like, the fuck? They put me on Earth, fucking sucked these dudes off. They left their wives, their kids, fucking followed me around, did my bidding, sold my alien space drugs. My parents had no idea. Kicked me out when I was like 12. They found out I was an alien. That's why it's not in the Bible. 12 to 35. Mary Magdalene, she ran all of Babylon, bro. What do you think a whore was? That's so dumb. Misogyny runs so deep that when they said Mary, whore of Babylon, they really meant that she was pretty much like the scribe, like the treasurer of Babylon. But then, no, that means she was a slut. Like, it's crazy. The depths of it, like the history of words. Same with British people's obsession with saying cunt. When you realize that the word cunt only exists in English, but the word kuntas exists in, I admit, I don't know what African language, but an African language, and it means the whole entire feminine reproductive system, which there is literally no other word in any language for all of it. There's only pieces. Like, there's no word that for the front, bottom to the top in there, all that. There's no other word other than kuntas, which comes from an African language. So you can put two and two together and see why British people use cunt as an insult, right? Because colonialism, racism, sexism, etc. Like, it's so deep. And it's same for Jesus's wife. Like, why was he not allowed to get married? That's so fucking weird. And now no priest can get married, and they just like go for kids instead because they're like horny, repressed men. So creepy and gross. I'm going to take the ad break now, and maybe we can get back to the cards unless you guys are really enjoying dissecting Catholicism and stuff. Let me know in the comments. Cool. LOL, rut? Sometimes I get randos. Sometimes I'm pretty not very nice the minute they get here and they don't stick around. Hello, you're from last night, so not a complete rando. Did you ever figure out your birth chart? Are you the one that was gonna get their birth chart? No. That was the scorched one, maybe. Don't know. Cool. Because I was like, are you a Taurus? Still looking. You can just put your birth date in. Oh, yes, I do get randos. Yeah. Oh, all the time. I talked to like a dead soldier once and I was like, this is weird. He's like, I don't have a name, any soldier, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay. It's really creepy. And then, like, if I go places that are extremely haunted, yeah, I usually know about it. I can talk to people and I'll get fucking messages. Like, I was friends with this girl. When do you age out of stupid phrases like that? I was friends with this woman whose mom passed away before I met her, and I hadn't talked to her in a while, and I just randomly, like, her mom was like, so I start texting her and I said something weird. I was like, incoming message. I can't take it anymore. Your mom's making it very clear to me she'd like to relay something to you. Confirmation. And she's like, she read my text and was like, call me. Like, start calling me immediately and was like, please tell me everything. And then I just start going off and everything was right. And she was just like, so randos in every sense. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I try not to abuse my powers so much to be selfish and try to ask people to talk to me, but then I also forget to like check in with my own family. So if they don't make themselves very apparent to me, I will not even think to connect to them. Recently, I was like, I could talk to my own ancestors instead of just random ancestors, huh? Because that'll happen too, where I'll just start chanting and I'll be like, okay, somebody's native ancestors, I don't think they're mine, but could be. They pretty much do. They watch screens where it's like if somebody might be dying, you can probably snag them on their way in or something. I don't know. That sounded really creepy and maybe gross and like Caspery, but I don't know if I meant it or if somebody said it, you know? LOL, see what I mean? I don't either because he's kind of a pedo. Don't tell your grandma, but. Hot tramp, daddy's little cutie has a big different meaning when you know he was fraternizing with like 14-year-old girls at the time he wrote it. R.I.P. Gross. Night Song, Hidden Talents. Yo, the Lady de los Muertos. Maybe it's a robbery. Should we try for the Bonnie and Clyde? Is that crazy? It just seems like a legit thing to do, doesn't it? Or well, you learn so much about life and death. You really do. You learn so much. You grow up overnight. It feels like, and she probably does know because look, Skull of Light, illumination. What's done in the dark always comes to light. Everything you wanted to know, you end up knowing. And that's why maybe don't worry so much about what you think in this world. So don't be so attached to what if this and that, it'll all work out and you'll have your answers eventually. I personally have this like tragic knowing of the answers and that's so Raven. Like I literally am living that so Raven where it's like you see it or you feel it, you hear it. I'm like all the clairsentience that you can be. So I just know, you know what I mean? I hear it, I see it, I feel it, I taste it, smell it, drink it, you know? But then you can't do shit about it. So there's that frustration where I'm constantly like, how does it happen? Why won't they say it? What is the issue? Blah, blah, blah. And I mean, you can feel that way, but if you already like do have that connection and you are celebrating Dia de los Muertos and honoring, and it's like part of your heritage, I think you're more than welcome to talk to spirits. Do not tarot cards. You might even be able to be okay with oracle cards. No, she said no cards, no cards. And there is the if you want to read cards, you read what's that game? Like she's being so sassy. There's some kind of curse, and no one knows how to break it. And then because they don't know, there's no contact with her bloodline by any means. But if you ever meet someone and they steal from you, like a woman with dark hair, and you talk all night, she seems so nice, blah blah blah, and she steals from you, you drop the charges. Literally drop the charges, because that was, if you file a police report, if you come for her, if you get revenge or whatever, like, then the curse continues. If someone robs you, I don't know. I don't think so. No, that's what I'm saying. Don't. If it's like a dark-haired person, you'll know who it's. It's almost like I can see her. I don't want to put it on blast. And it would just be like stealing money out of your purse, not like robbing you. Shut the up. That's sometimes I think I'm dead and I do this stuff and I get really disillusioned. Please don't say that. Anyways, let's focus in. Let's see what we can do. Okay. I think I gotta change the lighting. It's like, I like closing my eyes when I'm channeling and stuff, but these lights, especially these kids got pulled over by the cops so many times, they probably hate flashing lights. They're like, really? You're gonna invite us here and act the way the police did? I don't think so, lady. So let's get the vibe fucking straight, first of all. Back to cussing, I see. There we go. Is it too dark, y'all? Or, wait. Now's the perfect time for the light. Oh, I love that. I love it. Ghost stories with Bonnie and Clyde. Hopefully. People can reject it, you know. This isn't like helping. Okay. Listen. Chill. All right, so I always kind of ask to establish, some people are really a lot more front face forward and I can see them. Like, that's what I was saying today. Socrates and that teenager, I can't remember his name, came up. And I was like, wow, I never really thought about connecting to people like that, or tried. Because like I said, I don't like to abuse the power by calling people all the time, whoever I want, whenever I want, for no reason. I do it when I'm paid to, when I'm called to, when they call me, or in this scenario, like if anybody has someone they'd like to hear from, in the sense that it would be somewhat beneficial or interesting to everyone. So we didn't do a very great job establishing super duper contact, but I guess I did get some points right with the heritage links, and the maternal bloodline and the family on that side. So it wasn't my best example because it was your ancestors and not your family members, but thank you. I would hope so. And I trust yours too. That's what I'm saying. If you think you naturally have the gift to talk to dead people, then do it. You don't need the cards. You don't need anything. But yeah, you definitely can't use them. Okay? You cannot use them. I also want to light some incense. I kind of want to go super hip, but this is Nag Champa. Yeah, I'm just going to do the Nag Champa. I'm calling to it. It's calling to me, whatever it is. Yeah. Okay. Dude. Oh, people want different things in that regard. It definitely depends. I have different relationships with different people, and for the most part, if it's one of your loved ones coming through and they know that it is a monetary transaction and that you reached out and you want to talk to them, I've never really had a situation where they didn't show up. You know what I'm saying? I've had the situation where I've heard someone come and the receiver, like the living person, was like, don't want to hear it. And I was like, respect, turned them down, turned them away. And then there has been like a few times where I choose who I want to talk to, and sometimes they won't show up, and that's why I stopped doing it. I just wanted to have a birthday party for Jerry Garcia, and he was like, nah, fam, not what I'm trying to do. You kept me in an orb for like 25 years, bro. Man, it was like 12. Maybe you're still in there. Who knows? Either way. Okay. Yeah. So, back to it. We're kind of seeing if, um, Bonnie, your what, great grandniece or something? How are you related? Bonnie. Welcome to bring your boyfriend. Was Clyde Native American? I don't know why that was like the first thing I see him strikingly native. I don't know if I could picture them at all. Like, I don't know any. I have read about Bonnie and Clyde, and that's why I was like, yo, they were young. They came from fucked up families. They were just trying to get by, and it turned into a crime spree, and they were willing to die because they got out of the car when they were being shot at. Like, it was a crazy, tragic story. I don't know much about it. But it's sad. They were like young, and people were like so afraid of them. It was like literally them against the world. Um, Absolutely fucking tragic. Look, Jack o' lantern protection. You'll never go down that road though. She makes sure of it. All the women in her family, right? It's not that there was anything against Clyde. Okay, maybe here's what it is. She has protection against Clyde, I think, where I invited both of them